So long till they don't know the birth record. So they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong, but he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man, because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. Ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
Little technical issue, brothers and sisters. Give me a minute. Well, Not sure what happened here, brothers and sisters, but make some adjustments. What happens? Yeah. Try it again.
So long till they don't know the birth record. So they just say from remotest antiquity, this is the house that God used to manifest his wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and power in and through. Where is he now? Wherever he want to be. I'm not going to say I know where he is, but I'm glad his power is everywhere. I think I know where he is. I don't want to say because I could be wrong. But he's wherever he wishes to be. Are we to pray and worship Master Farad Muhammad? You don't worship the flesh of any man because the flesh is going to die. But in that flesh is a wisdom and a power superior to any human being on the earth. So when we look to Allah in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, we look to him. And when he ain't no longer here, the power is going to be here. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said he would live a minimum of 400 years, but 400 years ain't no time. He'll be gone. But before he goes, the foundation of what he lays will never be erased from the planet. That's a God. He prays. He prays. He don't pray to himself. You don't say, surely I have turned myself to me. Who does he pray to? He prays in remembrance of him who originated that which he came in. He came in this body. You can't ignore him who originated this. Anyway, it's deep. Ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
I don't know why it's doing this, but move on. My brothers and sisters, this is my critique, somewhat of a critique of that shit show they gave this morning. That's what it was. Total shit show. That boy, I mean, it's like a contest to figure out who's the dumbest. I mean, that tells you about the leader. So between Ishmael and Jeffrey and Daniel, who's the dumbest of all of them? FARRACON, he's the leader. And that boy is a total idiot. He spent all morning trying to convince you that God's a man and tripped all over his ass. He was kicking himself in the ass. I bet he got one of his foot, his shoes stuck in his ass right now. I'm trying to figure out how I got up there. The boy was totally idiot. Now see what Farrakhan just said? I mean, tell me how any way you can interpret that. You can't worship Master Muhammad, but he's flesh. But there's no mystery God. He's the man, but he prays. So you got to be praying to somebody that's not flesh, right? That's Farrakhan speaking now. You're praying to somebody that's not flesh. And worse than that, you got to pray to somebody that don't even exist. We got to pray to originator, who's 72 trillion years dead. 72 trillion years dead originator. According to Elijah Muhammad, this life is going to start 72 trillion years ago. So we got to pray to somebody that don't even exist. And that's who Master Muhammad prays to? He's the God. That shit don't make no sense on any plane. I don't get what goddamn wavelength or frequency on. That don't make no sense anywhere. A gorilla couldn't make sense out of that shit. That's total stupidity. God is a man. He can't be nothing else but a man. That's what Elijah Muhammad told you. He's a man. That's it. But oh no, you can't worship him, and you can't pray to him because he prays. So why waste time praying to Master Muhammad when he pray to the one he's praying to? But he don't exist. He's the originator. He's 72 trillion years dead. What the fuck is all that about? You see? That's going over there. They're total idiots. I can go on and on about the shit they said today. It was total ignorance. This is Farrakhan talking. But today he can't claim you. Oh, Master Muhammad, that's it. Remember the same one that creates all in the womb? He's God. No mystery God. But he's the one that creates all in the womb, right? So Master Muhammad is sleeping with all these women in the world? He's my daddy. I know who's my daddy. He's the girl's father too. Pig's father. Who makes those in the womb? Is it the dumb shit here? He wakes up in the morning. Who do I need a mother plane for? Just don't wake up the devils. So is God a man or not? Because he do all these things. A man of flesh can't do that. But they tell you, hey, he's a man, that's it. And no God but him. He's the one. He spent all day telling you that. They've been trying to convince you of. But you know, for years, it was the originator. They started talking about Master Muhammad the last couple of years. Because I've been on their ass. The originator. It wasn't Master Muhammad. You go back years. 3 or 4 years, it was always the originator. Now it's Master Muhammad. But then he got to spend all this other stuff. Total bullshit. Then he prays. So if there's a mystical God, who is he praying to? He's not praying to somebody that's flesh. Farrakhan just told you. You going to believe him? All these clowns out there, fools, they're going to pay a price. The only one we listen to them is demons and people. Well, the demons on the same wave of free. So the only one who believe in him is the ones on the same frequency. Or those that's holding on to that frequency won't move up. You know, they hold on to that frequency wave that resist being lifted up from it. It's that Allah will lift you. He can lift you. He will lift you up. That means it's a possibility to be lifted up. But you don't want to hold yourself down. Not him. But if you can't be lifted, he can lift up a gorilla. But if you can't be lifted up, you know, so he will lift you up because you had the ability to be lifted up, but you don't want to hold yourself down. So those are the ones with him. The demons, those who love this world's life. So he's successful at it. Because the Quran says, you hold those love this world's life. He hastened it to them. That means he's successful because they be successful, they have to stay on this wave level frequency. So they right into the devils. They love the devils, like this kissing on pray. They love this. So they stick with it. But now you can believe Farrakhan? He said you can't, he just told you. With everything that lion dog this morning, fool, said is bullshit. So who you gonna believe? Daniel? Well, FARRACON. FARRACON said no. And Daniel said, yeah. Yeah, that's from Muhammad. But he he didn't give a description. Let's go on. That's what I'm going to basically talk about, brothers and sisters. I'm going to get to my what's happening in the world. I mean, it's part of what's happening, but that's part of my mission. That's a big part of my mission. I mean, that's one of my primary missions to expose them. I don't really like being. I don't like to even talk about it. This I says, well, I don't even want to talk because it's so stupid, so dumb. But that's part of the mission. I got to expose them because there's a lot of people out there that's being deceived by them or confused by them because they don't hear alternative voice. So they out there saying all kinds of stuff that makes absolutely no sense at all. So he's talking about, well, you're going to prove that God's a man. But remember, Farrakhan said he ain't. He called he called Farrakhan God, but if he's praying to somebody, God don't pray to anybody. So that don't make any sense either. But he said, well, prove it because God walked with Abraham. Well, can spirits walk? How do you know? Wait a minute, first of all, you said no such thing as spirits or spooks. But whether it is or not, you don't know. You never seen one. You never know. You know one exists. So you don't know what the capabilities of a spirit is. Maybe spirits do walk. I mean, that boy is so stupid. To prove there's plenty of something don't make any sense. Well, you told me if spirits don't say, how do you know you can? Well, first of all, if they're alive, right? But you didn't say he wasn't alive. You said he walked, so that means, but he couldn't. You didn't say. You said if he can't say, well, couldn't he walk because he ain't alive? But you didn't say that. You said, well, could spirit? So in other words, you assume that he's alive, but spirits don't have feet. How do you know? You met a spirit. How do you know have feet or not? How do you know a spirit can do or cannot do? See, that's the stupid right there. But see, his thinking is so shallow, but now he can't see past his nose. In fact, he can't see it. He ain't see that far. Because the boy is a total idiot. I mean, the chess master. Really? No, he say that stuff. He ain't any of that stuff. They say all kinds of shit. It was a total blowout today. Because they're trying to prove they all match. And then he says, okay, another party says, well, we're going to get to that in a minute. I'm 77, so I forget stuff. All the time. My doctor, he going to give me some kind of, what do you call that thing? See, here I go. Call that dementia test, where you go and they give you 5 words, and you got to remember those 5 words to read back to them, and then they draw a clock. I think it's 10 minutes, 11, something like there on the clock. And you got to draw how to write 10 minutes, 11 looks. Right? Then after that, then you've got to repeat the words back. And so apparently he must have thought that I failed it because he came back to me, well, I need you to fill this thing out like a power of attorney, like so if anything happened, you would tell people what to do. I said, okay, whatever. So, because, hey, what you gonna do? 77 years old, you ain't gonna remember everything. You told me it won't be 1,000. If you're 1,000 years old, you wouldn't remember the day you was born. But right now, if you're 50 years old, you couldn't tell what happened when you was 1 and 2 years old. Maybe a couple of incidents. Come on, be real here, right? But anyway, so I guess you think I got dementia. So maybe I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do. Anyway, brothers, I mean, I'm making fun of it, but I try to be real, brothers. Since I ain't trying to be like sort of sham and all these clowns I hear. All this stuff, all the time is trouble, but they can't tell you what to do about it. And let's go on about this. I was saying, he was going to tell you, well, the first thing he said, so I'm supposed to have dementia, I'm supposed to remember this, right? First thing was talking about the occasion, I can't call it occasion, or what it would be like when you show up, right? So I've got what the term he used. That's what he said, what the time would be like. I'm gonna get in that little. I actually show the quote later on. Oh, it's going to be a time when people was doing, homosexuality and all this, go on pain. It's okay. He's describing the time that's happening right now. Listen to this. See, he's too stupid to understand what he just did. He's describing how things are right now. That's how you know when the Son of Man is going to appear, because that's the way it's going to be during that time to show up. They tell you that he didn't show up to 1930s, almost 100 years ago. It wasn't like that back then. That's how dumb that boy is. But he just said he can be showing right now. But he claimed, no, he came, that's 100 years ago. See, that's the circumstance, what kind of circumstance is going to be. But that's not the circumstance 30 years ago, not 100 years ago. That's what we got now. So he's put me in period now. Not years ago. That's what he said. I said, I'm listening. I'm telling you, this boy is I told him, me, I got dementia. That boy, he worse than that. I said, he got brain cancer. If he got to bring it all. Did you catch that? He said, well, I could call it circumstance, how the type of times would be when he show up. That wasn't like that in the 30s. That's when he claimed he appeared. He said he appeared back then, but the time he described is right now. Let me get to that. Let me move on, bro. It was a shit show. So I'm going to play some more things, and then I'm going to get to the main point, because it's some dramatic things happening right now, and this thing's going to blow up any day now. Maybe blow up while I'm talking. Let's move on, bro.
The new ruler is black. He
Can't get a description, but they saying Son of Man is Master Muhammad. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because the Son of a Man, well, every son is a son of a man. That's not where it comes from. It comes from Suleiman. It says a play on words, they don't get it. Like the last Trump. Nobody calls a trumpet a Trump. We're talking about the last Trump. Talking about Donald Trump. Why I say last? Because he had 2 terms. It's happening now. Then move on. Did you catch that one? They say last Trump. They say last Trump. They talk about the trumpets. Every time they mention Trump, that one time during the last Trump, then all this stuff happens. And anybody call a trumpet a Trump? So that means they know the difference. In Scripture, they call it, one time they say, during the last Trump, then this. The last trumpet, then in the same verse, they mention trumpet. So that means there wasn't no mistake there. Come on, brother and sister. So this is here.
ruler. And whether you like it or not, the new ruler is black. He have hair like lamb's wool, and he has feet like burnished brass. And if y'all can't take a black leader, then you might as well get off the planet.
Yeah, same description in Revelations. Does that look like Master Muhammad? He just told you. He gave me a description of what the Son of Man looked like. But they keep telling, he was Master Muhammad. I mean, how can they tell you he have hair like lamb's wool and feet like brass that was dark? And they keep showing you a picture of a man that's white with straight hair. I mean, are we supposed to be stupid? Oh, I get it. Master Muhammad, before he show up, he'll go to the beauty parlor, get a jerry curl, get a suntan. I missed that part. Okay, I get it. Before he showed, because he was showed the first time, he wanted to show up that way because nobody knew who he was, right? But they said, man, he's going to do some cosmetics. He's going to go and get a jerry curl, a suntan, then he's going to show up. But he's going to show up 100 years from now. 100 years ago. Because he just when he showed up. But wait a minute, he must go show up again because he didn't have a jerry curl back then. I don't know, they had jerry curls back then, right? And he didn't have a suntan. But that's when people show up when the world is in that condition. But that world wasn't that condition back then. It's here. So I'm confused. This is too advanced for me. Let me shut up. I need to go back to the doctor. I know I must have a severe case of dementia. Must have a severe case of dementia because this shit don't make no sense to me at all. None. What he said made no sense. My wife, she don't get into stuff that deep. Right? She was like, "What did he say?" She was good. I mean, I ain't never had her have the kind of reaction she was having today. I mean, she's on top of this, but the point is, damn. But she said, kept saying, "What did he say?" So it didn't add up with her, it didn't add up with me. So, hey, please, if it adds up, please send me a message, show me how it adds up. But maybe I do have dementia and I just can't figure it out. That didn't make any sense to me at all. But FARRACON just said, was that Photoshop? He just said the man's going to be nappy hair, wool hair, and it says same thing in Revelation. Look at Revelation 1. It said the hair's in his black, white wool, right? And his feet like fine copper. It says right there. That's the transliteral. Go get the King James. It says even clear that maybe you're going to say a little better. I don't know. I guess I'm getting old. Maybe slang or something. And watch this one.
This is one of the greatest practices in all the religions is prayer. The form and style of prayer varies from faith to faith, but prayer is universal. There is no religious community that does not pray. No prophet of God that did not pray. Abraham prayed. Noah prayed. Moses prayed. David prayed. Joseph prayed. Jesus prayed. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, prayed. Master Fard Muhammad prays.
I'm confused, brothers and sisters. I'm praise, so we pray to. We know he's the God. So he prays, and why waste time praying to the middleman? When we pray to who he prays to. But he don't tell you who he prays to, he just tell you he prays. But like my FARRACON tell you, he prays to the originator. Remember the originator, 7 truths, this place, according to the way they teach it, this whole resistance originated 72 trillion years ago. So if that God's still on the scene, what did he ask Rama for? If that God's still on the scene, what did he ask Rama for? So that originated is 72 trillion years dead. We're supposed to pray and remember. That was the key. Just it's the remembrance. So you praying to a fucking memory? Oh, he said that word. You goddamn right. Because all this is fucking shit, all of it. And they're going to pay a heavy price. We at war. The war is on now. And you think that word is bad? They tell you, oh man, you can't curse, but you can stick a rock somebody's ass and turn it around. You can cut their head off. You can pluck their eyes out. But you better not curse at them. This whole world is so fucked up, it's pathetic. It's coming to an end. And it's a wrathful God is going to put. So when he comes, he wrathful. He going to come saying, oh, I think y'all been really bad. I'm going to whoop your ass. I'm going to whoop your booties. That's where you think he's coming? That's where you think it's going to happen? That's where the Master Muhammad going to be talking? We're dropping bombs and blowing up nations? Is that what you think? You think this war, when they kick their ass over there, they're going to be, roasty toasties. Let's make them out of here. You think that's where it's going to go down? I'm trying to shock you into reality, brothers and sisters. I'm trying to get you ready for the shock of the hour. Because most of you ain't ready. Because it's going to happen any day now. Maybe any minute now. We're in it right now. I'm going to show you some things in a few minutes. Can you believe this? And you say, how the hell? I mean, you don't have to be Einstein or forget about Einstein. You had to. You say, how does stuff make any sense? How does it make any sense? There's no mystery God. Muhammad's God. But yet he prays. So who in the hell he praying to? They don't give you a name or anything. Oh, well, FARRACON does the originator. And then who's the originator? And then he don't see what makes it worse. If he said just originator, maybe you might, you might. I don't think you give a pass on that. But you say you might squeeze a pass in there on that one, right? But when he tell you, it's the remembrance of him. You're praying to a memory. A memory. How the fuck is a memory going to do anything for you? That's your memory. Remember not to put your finger in a fire again. Ooh. You know, I that's the only thing that upsets me. Every Sunday at 11 o'clock I get upset. My wife said, you will have a stroke. Because I don't like to listen to this shit. It's total shit, but that's part of my mission. I got to listen to what they're saying, right? Because I got to expose them. Like that's part of this mission to do that. Because a lot of people need this. They need to hear this because they're trying to block it. Right? It's like watch something doing something you don't like doing. I don't like watching. I don't like listening to that stuff. That's like 2 hours of wasting my time. Oh, bullshit. I hate listening to that crap. That's one of what's part of my mission. I have to go around here and have to listen to that shit every Sunday. And I think what makes me most angry about it, because I was with Elijah from 775. I know damn well if Elijah was around right now, they be picking they're picking their ass out of the garbage cans. Because that wouldn't get me. Ooh, they talking like that. You wasn't around when Elijah was around. We had ministers get their ass taught for saying, whoa, less than this here. And Wallace was totally banned. Saying a whole lot less than this. You got him saying some bullshit like this. You wouldn't get up. You'd be lucky if you got out of the temple alive. That's why I would charge your ass. Somebody, Master Muhammad prays. What? Even the dumbest one would tell your ass someone now. Elijah Muhammad wouldn't say a damn thing about it. He just want to know, did you finish him off? They claim they teach Elijah Muhammad's teaching. They ain't teaching. It's not even close. I told them I give $5,000. They can show them, prove that they are. And I've been saying forever, they don't step up and get it. Oh, why don't they step up and get the $5,000? Why don't they step up and get it? If they teach Elijah Muhammad's teaching, because they're not. They know they're not. There's no way in the world you can tell me they're teaching Elijah Muhammad's teaching. Let me move on, brothers. Here we go again.
I believe that America can be beautiful. How can America be made beautiful? Now, family, listen. My brother Imam Wadakuddin and I have had disagreement. But his followers and mine have never given each other as much as a bloody nose. Because in spite of our differences, there's a deep love in us. We don't like the things about our nation that is not good, but I don't want to live anywhere else. I want America to be made right. I don't want to see America go the way of Rome and Babylon and Sodom and Gomorrah. But why won't she go that way? If the men of religion and the women of religion keep silent.
Here we go again, brothers and sisters. Our nation? I thought he put representation of Islam. Our nation? He loves to hear message primary base ministry base message the Abrahamic covenant. That's there's probably two messages in Malachi. They don't tell you it's one. Right there, Malachi just tells you two of them. But here, all is on. That's the last one. That's not what Malachi says. The ones they say that you got to list that to prove that Elijah existed. Says two. They don't teach the covenant. And he says, all the prophets, and Abraham Muhammad said this, they're 100% wicked, they have to be destroyed, talking about America. But he don't want that to happen. So how does he speak to Master Muhammad? How does he seek with the will of Master Muhammad when all the prophets, Elijah, in his books, follow America? But he don't want to see anything happen to America. The country that beat us, tortured us, raped us, terrorized for hundreds of years, but he wants to forgive them. So it fuck our women that was raped and beat and terrorized. Fuck that. I don't care about that man. I love America. Because, hey, he's a multi-millionaire. He's a demon. He's on the same wavelength as these devils. He's one of them. He's a black-faced devil. So he's doing good here. This is his place. This is wavelength and frequency. Of course. He probably representing you, that's what we claim. So he shouldn't be telling you what he wants. He should be representing the people, what they want. He don't know what he wants. He might be talking about what you want you. See, he don't care about what you want. It's what he wants. Are you a millionaire here? Are you doing great? Are you got a so-called American dream? Everything working fine for you? You're a multi-millionaire? No, you ain't into that. But he ain't worried about that because he is. He is. Fuck you. Why would you want to stay here? When you got a promise from God of wealth, riches, great substance. He said you ain't gonna get into that. So they calling God a liar. Because you got to get that to go. He said you have to leave out here with great substance, but he said that means you're going to give it, You're going to your own promised land, milk it. That's a great promise. He said, no, you ain't getting none of that. You're going to stay right here, a slave nation, to his nation, because he said, America's his nation. Stay right here, slave these people, so he can keep on feeding off of you. He's a fucking parasite. I'll go into more detail. I'll move on, brothers and sisters. Say less. And remember, this is what he has to say for the devils. Our enemy. Open enemy. But no, he loves them. Why would he want to be friendly with our open enemy? He's supposed to be the Messiah. Messiah's supposed to deliver us. No, he's not going to deliver us, right? He's going to serve us. Serve us on the menu. Here the niggas. Master, the niggas, I got them for you. Which one you want? Want some dark meat or some yellow meat? Yellow meat. Which kind you want? The Southern Draw? Chicago. Which one? Yeah. He's gone. And my personal opinion, I do not think that they will have man Savior's Day. I do not think it. I think there'll be a new sheriff in town on Savior's Day. That's what I think. War kicks off before that, they will not have a Savior's Day. There'll be a Savior's Day. He won't be on charge. He won't be on top of it. And the thing is, right, now, he's all alert and everything else, right? Now, remember, he says, God told him not to talk anymore. And you heard that clown says, well, this is a message from FARRACON. I think y'all come here. America, with this. The word about the blood, we're trying to take care of communities. Remember the million man fires? But he said, remember, listen to what he said. He gonna take care of our community. This is his message, and Ishmael gonna deliver it. Well, how the hell that mean telling you shut up? He said God told you be quiet. So if somebody's saying giving you a message, then they ain't being quiet, are you? Like talking to the microphone and you hear speakers say, "Hey, me, that's the speakers." That's the speakers. But you don't put your information in there. See, that's how dumb and ignorant they're over there. That's his message, but he was told to shut up. But he's so alert and everything else. So how come he don't show up? Because he's pissing shit in the bag. He's doddering, right? He's ready to slob on himself. They can't even dress him. He showed up the last 2 times he showed up, he got a damn jumpsuit on. Because when you put a jumpsuit, that means you go to nursing home. They dress you in a jumpsuit. But they can't put a suit and tie on you. Because it's too complicated, and you're gonna be sloppy. You're gonna be all falling off and everything else. You're gonna look bad. They put a jumpsuit on you. He showed up a formal thing that he's supposed to. Some brothers, he's supposed to set this up. A formal thing he's supposed to declare, right? He walks and they gotta hold him up. They got a jumpsuit on. Everybody got suit and tie on. They got a jumpsuit on. Because somebody else dressed as death, and they gotta hold him up. The Messiah, right? Mm. Okay, now see how he loves the devil so much. Now let's see what he think about you. First of all, let's look at his background a little bit. Anything I'm saying, I get $5,000 from lying, but anything I'm saying, $5,000, nobody ever steps up to get it. But they want me to shut up. Look at this. Now, who is that? Oh, I think she resemblance there? That's his daddy. The nice kid Jamaican to you? It's a devil. Go Clark. Go Google it. They tell he's Caucasian. That's his daddy. See? And you are the seed of your father. They tell, oh, no, it don't matter because God made you in the womb. I'm not going to get to the whole thing, but I got to say this because this is funny. I always tell, this cracks me up. I'm not going to show the picture. I had the picture, but I'm not going to show it. You ever a Siamese twin? Now, Siamese twin is like two people, they're born, they got the same body, but 2 different heads. That's the common form of Siamese twin. They got the same body, it's one body, but 2 heads to it. Now, sometimes Siamese twins, they disagree with each other. You can't punch the other one in the stomach because you punch your own stomach. Yeah, imagine how that goes down, they get in an argument. Right? So what are you going to do? Bite each other's lip or something? I don't know. But the point is, so he's laughing at Simon. He said, well, hold on. Why can't I laugh? God made him, didn't he? Didn't God make him in the womb? You say God made everything in the womb? Oh, that's right. He was on crack that day. He fell asleep. See? What happened? You say he make everybody. So how did that happen? Well, he fell asleep that day, or he just got tired? What happened? Is that a mistake, or that's he did it on purpose? Okay, say he did it on purpose. I wanted to be connected like this because I think they'd be company all the time. There's some supreme wisdom I'm aware of. But see, sometimes they disagree with each other. So what if one says, I want to be a Muslim? I say, I want to be a Christian. And one of them going to hell, and both of them may be going to hell, right? At least one of them going to hell, right? Based on what they teach. So how does that work? Okay, the Mahdi come down and say, I'm going to throw all Christians in hell, right? Hey, but I'm a Muslim. Oh, yeah, but he's a Christian. Oh, man. Please. Oh, Jesus. I never FARRACON. I never Only God can figure that one out. Mm-hmm. Hey, move up, brother, sister. Right, you tell me you're gonna have a stroke with these people. You're probably right. If I get one, because of them. So they had me. I mean, they had me going all kind. They keep me in an emotional state. I'm usually not emotional state, but they keep me either high emotional, low emotional. I'm either depressed. Crack it up. Solve that one, FARRACON. Tell me how to explain that one. First, why they exist, because God perfect. You didn't make any imperfections. And the mother father got nothing to do with it. At least last week they said he did. And then, what if they have two different opinions? What do you do to him? But see, I said daddy right there. You see the difference? So, I mean, you're the seed of your father. That means the devil. Not see Abraham. So if he not see Abraham, he despised the covenant of Abraham because it doesn't apply to him, doesn't it? In fact, it doesn't apply to him. Plus, on top of that, it's against him. Because it's against all devils. So wouldn't that explain why he says what he does? And wouldn't he want to deceive you and try to turn you away from the message of the covenant? Turn you away from the covenant? Let's move on, brother. Because he don't teach it. He don't talk about the message of the covenant. There's two messages in Malachi. Oh, that's the last one. Sisters. Okay, let's see. Remember, they say he's so loving and everything else, right? Now see how you think about the Muslims. We see how you think about the devils. He just told you, he loves them, he wants to stay here. Let's say I talk about the Muslims, the one he's supposed to be representing, the one that made him rich, the one put food on his plate, have him living in mansions and carrying on. Let's see what we think about them.
When the Muslims were alive, I'll say it again. When the Muslims were alive, you dead as hell now on both sides.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, we are. Yes, sir. That's real, brother. Both sides.
Wake us up, dear Apostle.
When we was alive, we set up schools.
That's right.
When we were alive, we had supermarkets.
That's right.
We owned buildings. We owned farmland. We were busy doing something, hiring our people. Well, I'm telling the Muslims, damn it, if you don't come alive, you will die like you are. And I will say, thank you, Allah, because if they're not doing nothing on top of the earth, let the worms eat their ass.
Let the worms eat their ass. That's what they think about you. The ones, both sides, male and female. The Muslims. The devils. Oh, man, oh, please, yeah, I love it here. But for you, he didn't say you did anything to him. He didn't say you did him wrong. You stole from him, beat him up. Like they cursed him out. He says, you ain't put enough, you ain't doing enough for him. Let the worms eat your fucking ass. I pray, Allah. Worm eat your ass. That's his prayer for you. But prayer for the devils, how much gonna happen to them? How much gonna happen to them? They've been kicking your ass and terrorizing you and poisoning you and beating you and burning you and butt breaking you for hundreds of years. But them, you're working your ass off. You don't stop him, he put the money in his pocket. So he lied to Muhammad, the money we go, he invested, he didn't leave him a millionaire. He left all the assets in the name of Islam, which they stole. So we gave him, and he invested back in us. Schools, banks, apartment complexes, stores, farmland. Rather than invested nothing, all the money, he puts it in his pocket like multi-millionaire, him and his son. Yeah, there it is. He ain't built a goddamn thing for some years. But then he tell you, he gonna blame you. But you ain't doing that because that means he ain't doing enough for him. See, we had a leader with Elijah Muhammad invested, so they don't have it now because he put some money in his pocket. He don't invest it back into the nation. That's why, because they don't have a nation. America's a nation. On top of that, when he was alive, he didn't mention how they died because y'all killed him. Him and Wallace killed him. I was there. They killed the nation. Not burn up all the material and everything else. Burn it, shut it down, got rid of the name, start some color rebellions. One brothers and sisters. This shit is, oh man. I'm sorry, time has to come close. I know a couple more sessions, I'm definitely going to have a stroke. A couple more Sundays of this shit, I definitely going to have a stroke. I can't see. When you think it can't get worse, then she can't stink any worse, and it's stinking even more. Damn. That shit stink, but damn, it seems like it gets worse every week. What the hell is going on there? What they eating? Man, ooh. Pathetic. Pathetic. Mouth. Woe to the saints.
$5,000. Cash payment to anyone who can prove that what lying son of a devil Farrakhan is preaching is consistent with the lessons, supreme wisdom, of Master Fard Muhammad Elijah Muhammad's representation of his teacher Master Fard's teachings.
Speak for itself, brothers and sisters. All they got to do is shut me up. For years, it's been out there forever. And they never step up to claim it. Why? Because they don't represent Elijah Muhammad's teachings. No way, form, shape, or fashion. They don't need $5,000. None of them need $5,000. Not even a hint. Not an email, not a text, nothing. No challenges. Why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? If they would represent him, why would they get $5,000? Win-win, because if I don't pay it, they can show everybody I'm a fraud. They made a challenge. I didn't accept it. I didn't pay up. Because they can't. Move on, brothers and sisters. Let's get to the main subject here, brothers and sisters. Again, the time frame. If you understand the seals, see, first of all, the Son of Man will break the seals. They have Farrakhan. One thing, he's broke ass. I don't think he can do that no matter because he spent shit in the bag. One thing, he's before that he broke, right? He busted a few out of his behind, right? Why it stink up so bad over there? And they got, I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe that's what happened. Maybe that's what I thought about that. See, because Daniel and Ishmael and Jeffrey, they all got their heads stuck at Farrakhan's ass. So if he let loose one, bam, it probably gave him brain damage. It probably gave him brain damage. That's what happened. That's why they act like that. See, because they got the hair of his ass and he let him through loose, bam. It gave him brain damage. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Otherwise, they would born retarded. Yeah, because they got to see, you got to be careful sticking your head straight across their ass, because you let it through, man. Damn, you know, that you got a concussion. Oh, boy, I tell you. I'm fired up because I know in a couple more days, this shit going to hit the fan. No clowns. They're going to be crying and weeping. And nobody's going to give a damn what they're saying. Please, ain't nobody hear it. In fact, if you say please again, you're going to lose your tongue. They have no idea what's about to hit them. Anyway, June, this desolation, you don't know about that. So it's happening right now. Anyway, the war, right? It said then there'd be a war, right? Then it said there'd be a silence. It's a fixed seal. About half an hour. About 7 months, because it's about, not exactly. So we go from there, June, and it was around January, and that what happened? January to start. It was quiet. War started, it was shut down, and it was quiet. No talk of war, anything. No talk of war, anything. But until January, all of a sudden, it started back up again. They tried to attack Iran with riots and kind of, you know, social, and the government and social. They was actually getting ready to make a full-blown attack because Trump had planes in the air. What happened was Iran was able to block that punch. And there was a quell of riots. They started. The civil unrest, they started. That was supposed to destabilize the government. And then while the government's all confused, destabilized, they was going to hit them, right, with missiles and carrying on. And that was the idea. They were going to knock out Iran. But Iran was able to block that punch. They was able to stabilize it. He captured all the people that was working with Israel, false Israel, and America to do this. So they said, okay, that didn't work. So they had to pull the planes back. But the plane was in the air. They cooled it. So at exactly on time, as I said. And so now the war's on. The point is that blocked that punch, and now they built for the next punch. They got a punch. See, they can't defeat Iran outright. Like they had to stabilize the government from within, but that didn't work. And they can't just defeat them outright. See, it's not like Venezuela or Afghanistan. They couldn't defeat Afghanistan or Vietnam. They can't, and Iran is much more powerful. So they got to do something dramatic. That's why he has side talk about, well, Trump don't care about the UN and all this stuff. I'm going to show you in a minute what they're planning. Hell's going to break loose in a minute. So here we are. That's the time frame. That's exactly what happened. Right on time. Anybody could tell you this. I didn't say this after it happened. I've been saying this from my silence in heaven for years. If it's silence in heaven. Check my presentations. Move on, brothers and sisters. Well, I give it more detail. But anyway, let's move on. Mention the covenant. And this is at stake, brothers and sisters. Maker, owner, creator, plan with God, universe. I want to save America. America, we're captive nation. We're slave nation here. Why do you want to save it? We want to save it. Because he's one of them. He's one of them. Because they got us captive and they control what we do. We got to work for them. We got to do, they control our energy. They saw our identity. They keep saying they just see Abraham and they demand that everybody in the world works for them and help them. They're lying. It says right there in Injil. It says right there. It says those who say they're Jews are liars. FARRACON says some of them are good. Could be because his grandfather's a Jew. And so is his father. He admits it. Go Google. FARRACON says his father may be a Jew. Google. FARRACON says his father may be a Jew. Google it. He got a whole thing here, an interview he had where he's admitting that his father's Caucasian Jew. Don't take my word for it. It's out there. Farrakhan says his father may be a Jew. Then Ishmael, his brother got land, they got economy, and Farrakhan has the Nation of Islam. He destroyed. He haven't built anything, and he destroyed our vision. But our vision is your paycheck. You work all week, your vision is to get paid. But we said we don't get paid. We don't get grace. We don't get the promised land. But he said, no, because we're wicked. You don't get paid for not working. So he says, no, we wicked evil. So we don't deserve that. We need to stay here and be servants, slaves, and devils. That's what state. We got to take all this back. This belongs to us. Make our own queen of planet Earth, God, universe. That's our task. That's what. First, we got to break out free of this. It's our task. Are you on board with that? But that's what it's all about. They're not going to give it up. So it has to be taken back. It belongs to us. We ain't steal anything. We take it back. But it's ours. What they took from us. All this they got from us. They got rich off us. They get rich off using our identity. They got rich off our land, oil and everything else. They got rich off our economy. He's getting rich off the Nation of Islam. Rob the Nation of Islam. That's why he cursed with a curse. Answer. And again, this is Elijah Muhammad's base teachings. This is something that was on every FOI meeting when Elijah was around. So we ain't going nowhere. You see this right here? This is what's going to happen, brothers and sisters. Now, I'll give you an overview here. The light of the world is economy. That's the light of the world. Not religion. Y'all got all kinds of religions. So we got strobe light, we got neon light, green, yellow. No. There's only light in the world is economy. Without economy, the religion don't mean anything. Religion means nothing. Religion is supposed to teach you how to control the economy. That's the light of the world. So mass Muhammad will blow it out. Because when this war takes place, this war's already going on. Once they defeat America, Britain, false Israel, Gog, Magog, and Antichrist, once they defeat them, then they have control of that all in the Middle East. So he's going to shut it off, man, everybody. That means nations are going to go out. Literally and physically. That's going to go out. That's the light of the world, economy. That's how we got energy deprivation. Because we had less energy, so now we lost control of everything. We had no energy. So it's like a winner for us. Economy. Now energy is increasing. You know what I'm saying? He can blow the light out. That war will blow the light out. Then the world will be in total darkness. And says people in darkness see the great light. He doesn't have the world going to be in total darkness. It's going to be total darkness in America. People are going to try to understand what to do, they don't know what to do. And they're going to turn on Farrakhan, all these clowns, because they'll say, what we do? They ain't going to know. They're going to tear them to pieces. We've been paying you, been giving you money, son of Sham, Eric, Silas, Farrakhan, and now here it is, and there's no food, no electricity, no water. Well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Pray. Pray. You better start praying. We shove this up your ass. Oh, it's going to be terrible. Okay. Because he would blow out that light. That's what's going to happen. It's going to blow the light out. It's crippled economies. You're totally dependent on oil in the Middle East. I'm not going into all the details here. Americans, they say have a lot of oil here. They don't have as much as you think they do. Even so, they have to use all the oil they do have because what maintains their light? They don't use religion to maintain their light. We're told to use religion. Islam will retain your life. That's a better law, and you retain your light. That's if you have this light there, and you have to have an economy. An economy is nothing to maintain. We didn't have an economy at all, but now we do. But now they have control of it. So they use the military to control their light. That's why Daniel says they rely on the military. So therefore, the light in Europe is going to be out. And they got posts all over the world. So the bottom line is they got to defend that. And so therefore, they have to take all the light. They have to destroy the light in America. to protect all their military. Because their military, you see the conflict there? They need the military to control the light, the economies, but the military is in trouble. So therefore, they got to use the light to take and support. You understand? So light goes out in America, so they got a choice. Option choice or whatever. Like I say, I could choose either electrocution or drowning. Which one? You got, like they used to get a choice when they execute you. Which one you want? But both going to die. Say, what's your thought? That's your choice. I'm not going into detail, but the bottom line is that they support their light with military. But now the military is in trouble. So now they got to use all the economics that they like to protect the military, which means that's what caused America, like to call it America. It's called Armageddon. My brothers and sisters. See here, Iran, Arabia, that's the Middle East, between the river of Egypt and the river Euphrates. That's the promised land, Arabia. See, the bottom line, I don't want to go into detail here, brothers and sisters. See, the Arabs are so stupid. It says they would be stupid. They said they'd be a donkey of a man. That's what's in the scripture. Because what Saudi Arabia don't understand, then we take our land back. But the only thing that's keeping, they claim they false, they claim they're Israel. So that means they know that this is the land that they're supposed to get. They can't come out and say that. So they said, they have old Arab world on their ass. But you're going to mess around Mecca and Medina? They had Turks on their ass. They had Pakistan. Man, no, they can't say that. They can't say that their objective is to take Arabia. But that's the real promise. It's not Palestine. That's just a stop off. Like, stop off. You're on a drive from place else and you stop off here to get there. That's a stop off. The objective is to take Arabia. That's what the promised land is. And they claim that's theirs. They choose Abraham. So that's the objective. That's the promised land there. They can't say that. See? But the only thing that's stopping them from taking it, because none of these Arab countries can stand against false Israel. None of them with American backup. Not one of them can stand. Turkey might, but then Turkey, that's Turkey's part of NATO. That's another story. But none of these Arab countries, Iraq was the strongest one of all of them. None of them can withstand the force of false Israel. None of them. They go through like a knife through butter. Only one stop them is Iran. That's why they got to take Iran out. Then they can take all of Arabia. You got Syria already. You got parts of Iraq. This is what it's after. So, and that's why they have to take down Iran. And they are up against the guns. I always explained to you, right? That America really doesn't want them to take Arabia. But that's a Christian. See, I'm not going into that kind of detail, bro. I explained it in previous presentations, right? The dilemma. Anyway, so right now, America cannot take down Iran. Iran's just too powerful. They may have a nuclear weapon, but their missiles altogether makes them more powerful. See, they won't say it like that either. But they say it like that, then I can give you a hint. The missiles that they have will do more damage than a nuclear bomb. The missiles they have will hurt all systems worse than a nuclear bomb. You understand how that works? It's just TNT. It's how much, how much each. So it's like you punch at somebody 5 times with 10 pounds of force, right? So I got my force is 10 pounds, so I punch you 5 times. When you hit your arm, your leg, whatever, right? That's 50 pounds altogether, right? Well, I hit you 1 time with 50 pounds. Okay? It's still 50 still. Okay? But now I can still, that 50 pounds, I punch you, I can punch you in the heart 55 times. What's the difference? The difference is one once. The other one's just maybe seconds apart. But the effect is still the same, isn't it? And in fact, if you spread out, it's even worse. Because I hit you, right? I hit you, right? Maybe I hit you here, hit you here. So maybe I break something, if I hit your arm, because it may be weak. And see, the problem is, so in effect, Iran has nuclear power. It doesn't have a nuclear weapon, it has nuclear power. You understand? but they can spread out over the country. And Falls Israel ain't that big. It's no big in New Jersey. So they can do the same. They can do more damage than a nuclear bomb anyway. A nuclear bomb will hit one place, then it spreads out, so maybe cover half a city or something. But you want, and so so you totally obliterate it, but you use more than you need, more force than you need, because it was isolated around one city. But what if you can spread out all over the place? See, and each one can take out a city, so that you get all rid of. Put it like this here: say you got 10 cities. One missile can take out a city. One missile takes a city. So you got 10 missiles to take out 10 cities, right? But you got one atomic bomb, got one city. It just take out that city. Now it may destroy a city totally like it never existed, but still doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they destroy it. What the it just got destroyed. So it just broke down all the buildings. Okay, they're still destroyed, or it just obliterated. You understand the point? But you still got the other 9 cities standing. But if you put a missile in each one of them, you destroy all of them. It's the same. It's better. It's better than having an atomic bomb, because an atomic bomb, you drop it, it's only going to knock out that one city. But you got the missiles, you can knock out 10 cities. And that missile has the same power as atomic bomb altogether. 10 missiles equal atomic bomb. But then it got spread out. You understand? A place like Falls Israel, that's even more impact. That's why they're worried about it right now. They're trying to tell them they got to get rid of it. They can't come and tell you that, because then you might start thinking, and then you realize what they're getting ready to do. This is what they're getting ready to do. But they can't just take out Iran. It's too powerful. They cannot take it out. But they tried remember they tried back in June, and that didn't work. They tried that. Now they tried something else back in January. And they caught hell. I mean, in June, they really got their ass kicked. And then she said, well, so they know they can't take out, they know they got to take out Iran. Well, so they know they got to take out Iran because they got to take this land. They got a time frame. I'm against that, bro. It says it has to deal with us. Not deal with us, because we the center of all this. Okay? So the point is, they got to do something. This is what they get ready to do. This is what they get ready to do. It's not going to work. This is what they get ready to do. Let's get ready to do. Low yield nuclear bomb. No. Tehran, maybe another city or two if they think they need it, but probably Tehran's on. Who's going to do anything about UN? That's why sometimes we ain't going to worry about the UN, and I'm going to throw it in my son. I got a pension, because he said, it's going to happen. They got the media and everything to be, and you got to know it, but you're not going to know about it here. Because the way they're going to say it is that, oh, he dropped one of those mother of all, what do you call it, Moab, mother of all, mother of all bombs. Moab, they dropped in Afghanistan, right? And then they phase the Afghanistan people. But it's a bomb that really has the same amount of power as a nuclear bomb. It's just not nuclear. There's power, put a lot of explosives in a bigger thing. See, the same thing I was telling before. It still has the same explosive power as a nuclear bomb, but it's not. They don't use some nuclear material. They use a real big. It's like taking a say you took a train load of TNT, full train. Man. Well, if you blow that one time, that's the power of a nuclear bomb. But they measured megatons. Say a megaton of TNT is like a mega means a million. So a megaton, so a million tons of TNT. That's supposed to power of a megaton nuclear bomb. A million tons of TNT. So what if you get a million tons of TNT? Just get a million dynamite. Blow it. You get the same effect. Just don't get the radiation. So the news is going to say, no, they just dropped a Moab on them. And people say, the reason we got radiation, because they drop on the nuclear sites, and the radiation is coming from the sites, not from the bombs. They're not going to let people know. That's what they're going to do. That's the only way you can possibly win is take down Iran. And nobody's going to complain about it. Maybe the Russian, but they're going to block that. They're going to block it on YouTube. all places, and I'm going to tell you to drop a atomic bomb. I'll tell you to drop a atomic bomb. That's what we're going to do. It'll be like with Moab. Mother of all bombs, they call it, MOAB. But that's not going to happen. That's what they plan on doing. Because all that stuff they got there, you know, they cannot take down Iran with that. They're exposed. This is what's going to happen. They're going to try it. That's why I'm going to take it out. They're not going to let that happen. That's their planning. Take away bombs, that's their planning. I'm going to take it out. They're not going to let it happen. They're going to be a full-fledged war in a minute. Everybody knows it. And they talking about bullshit, talking about today. Farrakon ain't telling you about this stuff. They don't know. They ain't talking about the Middle East. No, that's about to happen, brothers and sisters. Let's move on. I might have to close again. Anyway, this is pressure. Pressure is building, and this is what's going to result. There's nothing they can do to stop it. Drop an egg off a 10-story building, it's over. You can flip, turn, whatever, but it's going to hit the ground. This is about this. This is what Master Thomas get ready to put the world in darkness, and that's when you take the life. The American dream, the love for the devils, all that's going to disappear. That's what they're doing. All this advertising, all this stuff is to keep you under their control, keep them rising up. Took away your vision, took away your discipline. You don't need discipline, just hang out, get some drugs, party, NFL. That's all I want to talk about. But you know, if you're disciplined, and you first you have to have a vision, and you unite under that vision, and you come together and see the great army, because it says you're going to transform in a twinkle of an eye. That's what's about to happen, brothers and sisters. Because when you take out that what's keeping you disuniting everything else is this false light. He's going to shut out. Shut down the economy. So you don't have an American dream. It turns out you realize a nightmare. You won't believe it anymore. It's going to break your eye to this. It's going to destroy these demons of Farrakon. Because light comes on, they expose, and woo. It says here, they're weeping and gnashing of teeth. Or they're going to be crying, please, I'm sorry. No, I am. Shut up. You open your mouth again, we'll cut your goddamn tongue out. Oh, it's going to be serious. Excuses and mistakes, nobody's going to hear it. It goes for everybody. My own children and everything else, right? They don't meet. It said Job, all his children lost. Nobody will escape this. Their resistance, they're going to be go. And now he says, again, right, that day, okay, that day, an hour, knoweth no man, not angel in heaven, know about the Father only. Only man's prophet knows this. Because he's David, and Suleiman is his son. That's where the son of man comes from, Suleiman. See? Son, Suleiman, right? Sul, son, oh, man, man. That's where it comes from. That's what he's talking about. And David is, but you see, you don't see it that way because they're stupid. But as the days of Noah were, so shall it come a son be. Remember, this is what it's going to be when it comes. For in the days there that were before the flood, they were eating, drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage till they were no into the ark. And until the flood came and took them away, so shall it come to man be. Now, was that the situation back 20 years ago? That's what Dummy said. He said, that's the way it's going to be, but that's the way Matt Thomas showed up, wasn't? That's the way it is now. But how dumb he is, he says, let's look at it. See, that's what it's going to be when he shows up. That was the way it was when Matt Thomas showed up. I mean, he's not son of man. First, don't he look like son of man? He gave the description. That's what the fool said. Yeah, that's what it's going to be when he shows up. It wasn't like that 100 years ago. Now the flood's about to tell. Well, you don't understand what the flood is. But pray, okay. Abomination, desolation, was it proceeded? That's what's going on right now. Look at abominable. The reprisals were put down with great cruelty. That's going on right now. That's sign. But they're not talking about it. Prophets not talking about it. None of the priests talking about it. Because then you know who you are. But they tell you where it happened. It happened over in Jerusalem. Wherever you see the abomination, desolation spoken of down the prophet, then in the place, whosoever read, let him understand. Then let him, Judah, okay, flee. Okay, it's because you're going to flee in terror because you didn't pay attention to this, right? Woman with child, okay. But pray that your flight not be in the winter nor the Sabbath day, but there shall be great tribulation such as never since been. That's this time. That wasn't back in the 30s. That's where the doorstep of this. But if any man shall say to you, lo, he is the Christ, they believe in him. See, that means they're telling FARRACON is the Christ, the Messiah. Then if any man shall tell you, lo, he is Christ, therefore believe him, for there shall rise a Christ and a false Christ and false prophets. Right? Son of Shem, FARRACON, whatever, and show great signs of wonders in many men march before us. That probably should deceive the very elect. That's where it been in. That wasn't where it was 100 years ago, Master Farmer showed up. He's not the Son of Man. Here's again. Immediately after tribulation those days, tribulation, some of those days, that means the Holocaust, shall the sun be dark and the moon shall be given her light and stars shall fall in heaven. This is sixth seal. That's when the sixth seal now. Fifth seal, silence. Sixth seal, now hell breaks loose. Powers of heaven be shaken. That's the war in heaven. They're about to get their ass kicked. The Sunnis about to get their ass kicked over there. But they want to control the heavens. Right? Then shall appear a sign. Was this happening when Master Farmer showed up 30 years ago, 100 years ago? And then shall appear a sign man in the heavens. Then all the earth shall mourn. But he's trying to tell you that happened. That's where Master Farmer showed up. And they tell you he showed up 100 years ago. It wasn't like that. It's like that now. So now that's when the Son of Man is going to be made manifest. And shall he send his angels, send six sound of a trumpet, shall gather together his elect more. Okay. Right there. All the tribe of earth shall mourn, but now he's manifest. That didn't mourn when Master Farmer showed up. This boy's stupid. And here's another thing. I'm going to close in a minute. This is talking about Daniel. And he said to me, now you should seal the words of the prophet's little book. This, he says, the book in other words, the book will be unsealed at the end time. Now he's going to tell you, he's going to talk about the Quran and the Bible. He asked a question. He says, what happened to the books before the Bible? He asked you the question. Well, they don't exist anymore. Not relevant. But somehow the Quran is going to be relevant forever. How dumb the boy is? He just told you those books don't exist anymore. Why? Because they're not relevant. He told you that those books reveal the time they need to be, the time that they're relevant. Well, the Quran was revealed 1,500 years ago. It's not relevant now. Going to tell you the angel, they didn't mention the angel, which Revelations and Daniel, both of those books remain sealed to the end. Those are in books. Not the Quran. Those are in books. But they are, no. It tells you clearly. Right here, it tells right here. See? I got a little. This is still clear. This is not Daniel. This is this is Revelation angel. This is what Daniel says about it. What's that? Got the wrong thing here? Okay, here it is. And this is Daniel. And I heard and I understood not. I said, oh Lord, what shall be the end of these things? He said to me, go thy way, Daniel, for the words are closed up and sealed to the time of the end. So that means that's the book that's supposed to be at the end, not the Quran. The Quran doesn't spell what's going on right now. They can't tell a lot of stuff, they can't tell you what's going on right now. It tells you right there. And the Daniel and Revelation both sealed books, and both revealed in. Those are the books at the end time, not the Quran. But he said the books revealed for the time they're relevant. Well, it tells you right here. The Quran's not relevant now. That book is stupid. It tells you right there. Is that clear enough for you? So that means unsealing it, somebody has to unseal it. Who can somebody to seal it? And do you understand, Daniel? Have they unsealed it? They have to unseal it. Because that's the books, right? They close up the time. I mean, they're the guys you need for the end. This is the guys you need for the end, not the Quran. Okay, I'm going to bypass. I'll have another message for that. I'm going to close out, brothers and sisters. We got a problem. We got the chaff and the wheat. Now, back in the early 20s, they used to put black face and make fun of black people and everything else because they wouldn't pay black actors and stuff like that there, right? So here it is right here. And these are white people, black face, and they don't need to do it anymore. So they come with TV and everything, right? So, hey, we got these. We got the real thing. The devils with black skin. How you know they're on the same wavelength as the devils? They still love Master. That's what their real name. I mean, you take the name of your father, don't you? Don't you take the name of your father? Don't you take the name of your father? Then why they got the name of their father? They got the name of Master. That's what their father is. They're holding on to those names. If you got divorced, you keep holding on to the name that you got from divorce. If you divorce a man, they're holding those names because that's their father. The devils in black skin, wolves sheep clothing. They don't know. No, he played a movie of the slaves. So he know what's going on, right? Poster. See what I'm saying? Washington. Freeman. So forth, so on. You know what I'm saying? So they got the real, and so these are the ones confusing our people. They look like you, so you think, hey, you listen to them. They got me. The chaff, we will be separated. That's my job, and that's going to happen. As soon as Master Muhammad puts the light out, they're going to be exposed because that's it. People thought I see the great light, then they're going to see the angel because the resistance is gone. Here you go. Devils in black skin. Freaks and waves. I'm not going to pass that boss. I'm going to close out. Discipline. I'm a book. Okay, one more thing. I'm going to close. Okay. There's something else, but I guess I got rid of it. Let me see. I'm going to close, bro. I think I have something else here. I have something else here. Yeah, but I don't know what happened to it. Once I got rid of it. What's that? Okay, I know I did. Okay, it's not here. Okay, bro, it says here. Let me check one more thing. I'm gonna close, bro. Just that was about to break loose. They plan on dropping that bomb over there. Imagine how that's gonna turn out. Okay, leave it there, brothers and sisters. 3 more days, time is up. Now, we're at end times right now. There's desolation in place. They say speaker safe, piece of safe that happened in September 2023, right immediately after that. This desolation kicked off. Jerusalem, that's what's going on over there. Then the war kicked off around time, last year, June. And they had a pause for about 6 months, exactly like I've been telling you. And so then they started up again. And now they moved all the pieces in place. So the only thing that can happen right now is that this place ball or cools down. And you ain't see anything gets cooled down in the last 5, 6, 7 years or whatever. That means they got to go to war or everything back over. The world calms down, it gets calm. It's getting hotter and hotter every day. So you figure it out. They move no shit, so they move. They're going. Oh. Maybe Trump to turn around and say, "Hey, let's have peace." Well, it's got to be one of the other brothers and sisters. Hope you understand. Assalamu alaikum.
So long until they don't know the birth record. So they just.
Come on, brothers and sisters. Yeah. I'm closing out, brothers and sisters. Assalamu alaikum.